Hello and welcome to Buddhistdoor Global's weekly news review. I'm Justin Whitaker, senior correspondent for BDG, speaking to you from our offices in Hong Kong. In this week's news, the Dalai Lama has expressed sorrow over the bushfire devastation in Australia. His Holiness, the Dalai Lama, voiced dismay over the devastation and loss of life experienced in Australia in recent months as firefighters and emergency workers have fought tirelessly against a series of massive bushfires that have raged across the country since last year. Although Australia has always had bushfires, the 2019-2020 bushfire season has resulted in a series of unusually intense fires that are still burning across the country, touching all 6 states, with the worst devastation seen in southeast Australia. An estimated 186,000 square kilometers of land has been razed by the fires, with 30 people killed and some 5,900 buildings destroyed, including more than 2,700 homes. An estimated 1 billion animals have also perished, and scientists fear that some endangered species may have been driven to extinction. In Thailand, a former Buddhist monk credits meditation for his golf success. Thailand's emerging golf star Atawit Jin Ewat Ananont, nicknamed Jazz, said this week that the meditation practice he learned as a Buddhist monk remains an important tool for his career. Jazz, who is 24, is now in the top 40 in world rankings and will play at the Masters in U.S. in Augusta, Georgia in April. He said that he still meditates after a period as a temporarily ordained monk in Thailand. The rising star, who was given his nickname by his music-loving father, was the youngest player at age 14 to make the cut for an Asian Tour event in Bangkok in 2010. After turning professional at the age of 15 and a number of difficult years, Jazz took a break from golf to ordain as a Buddhist monk in 2016. He spent 2 weeks living as a monk in the northern city of Chiang Rai, observing the monastic routine of restricted eating, chanting, and meditation. In Japan, 1,600 women have joined a 400-year-old archery tournament at a Buddhist temple in Kyoto. The women gathered in the former Japanese capital city of Kyoto on Sunday to mark the new year by participating in a traditional archery tournament held annually at the historic Buddhist temple Sanju-Sanjen-do. Colorfully garbed in traditional kimonos and hakama skirts, the women, each of whom are marking their coming of age, having turned 20 recently, took turns to shoot arrows at 1 meter wide targets at a distance of some 60 meters in a traditional archery contest that traces its roots back to the early 1600s. Each archer has 2 minutes to hit her target with 2 arrows. Those who succeed in placing both arrows qualify to advance to the next round. The modern-day tournament is based on Toshiya, an archery competition held for 255 years at Sunjin-Sendo, gaining popularity during the Edo period from 1603 to 1868. In Sri Lanka, a Buddhist statue has been returned by a British family after 100 years. The Reverend Kenneth Bell, with his daughter Fiona, accompanied the return of an important Buddhist statue to the Temple of the Sacred Tooth Relic in Kandy, Sri Lanka, on 17th December. The grandson of British archaeologist and explorer Harry Charles Purvis Bell, better known as HCP Bell, returned the statue to Sri Lanka after it had been in the family's possession for a century. The Buddhist statue, a 14-centimeter tall wooden sculpture, was taken from an archaeological site in 1919 by Bell, who achieved renown as the father of archaeology in Sri Lanka. The head and ornamentation on the Buddha suggests that it is likely to date to the Kandyan period from the 15th to 19th centuries. After nearly 100 years in the family's possession, the Bell family decided that it was time to return the sculpture to its historical owners, traveling to Sri Lanka in December to take part in a ceremony marking its return. Lastly, in India, activists have urged the state of Andhra Pradesh to protect Buddhist heritage. On January 16th, during the observation of Kanuma Day, which is celebrated as part of the Makar Sankranti festival in the southeast Indian state of Andhra Pradesh, representatives of the Indian Trust for Art and Cultural Heritage requested the local authorities to provide protection against vandalism for Buddhist archaeological sites of Bojanakonda and Lingalakonda, which date to the 3rd century BCE. According to the Hindu newspaper, the villagers practice an annual tradition stone pelting ritual on Kamnuma Day, typically attended by hundreds of worshippers who visit the site to throw stones at a belly-shaped object at Bojanakonda, believed by many to be part of a demon. The ritual has begun to cause damage to ancient Buddhist caves and the natural features of the site. That is all for this week's BDG News Review. If you enjoy regular news video delivered to you each week, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and share this video with friends. We appreciate your support and feedback in the comments below. Be sure to check out our website, Buddhistdoor.net, for these stories along with features and special coverage of Buddhism around the world.